Oh, hello, and welcome back to CWmR Railway, and a much more positive video than the Class 31 fiascos. So what I'm going to go over is the goods yard, which I've put in for a little while now and haven't had much chance to make a video on because I had to send the replacement Class 31 back to Hattons for a refund, and Monday, one of my spiders decided to molt, so I've been keeping quite a close eye on her as well as doing everything else. So far she seems alright. Stretching, because they have to get stretch themselves out as big as possible before they actually get them hardens. So, well, back onto topic. So I'll show off some other bits after done. I'm not using the tripod because I need to sort of manoeuvre a lot. But we have returned to our typical motive power of steam and not diesel. It's the 700, comes around the radius 3 with mixed goods. These goods wagons and brake van are normally sort of put into the goods area with 695 posed as if she were shunting, but start with the Metcalf goods yard, and I've got a couple of Royal Navy lads with bags done as if they're coming out of a wagon, which would be in here. So it's not 100% accurate, but say there's a banana van in there just as a representative, and then they unloading it. I'm loading up this lorry, and the driver's coming down out of the goods office back to the lorry, and it'll be loaded up. I'll need to get another packet of Navy personnel to put another 2 blokes in there, so they're unloading, so it's more than just the 2, because at the moment it's a little bit light on personnel, but there's a start. And obviously there's the slightly on the skew, and I'm actually looking at it through the camera, but Crowswood sign, a lot of them are on the wonk. I'll go a bit more to the right, and he's got a warped leg, but he's still standing alright. He's from the public services personnel pack. Hands on his hips. Either locomotives come in or wagons come in, and he's all hands on his hips, or grumpy, or something might have arrived late, or might be too loud for his liking. And there's a little lock-up. Not sure what this sort of thing would be used for in real life. Maybe a fuel hut or something, but can't get there. It came with the Metcalf signal box, so that's the Weybridge office, the Royal Navy Jeep next to it, and then I've got the RAF lorry. I'm starting to get dust on everything because I haven't been around this way for a while. It's on the Weybridge itself, so it's getting weighed before they'll be heading off over the bridge. And again, that's your Crowswood on the building. Then I picked up a station, brick station platform kit. So this is the one platform which comes with this. It's the same interior. But then I started off by building this one. I have to get the banana van out. There it is. Because the idea is this is with your van parked here. You've got the officer with his red cap, a red top cap, pointing at a wagon, and then there'll be more than one eventually. I won't go into that to get it unloaded, putting it on here, ready to either unload it or head it on another wagon to then come out. I'm thinking of getting a crane to lift things off of this, so that there'll be a crane which can then lift things off of here and bring it over to this side of the goods area. I'm trying to find one that I like and that will fit. And then, well, that's using the cobblestone top. I wanted this to look a little bit older, like maybe this was built under London, Brighton, South Coast times, in 1905, 1906, with that put on, and then eventually it was extended out, and then they did a new loading platform, so they built one that didn't interfere with the trains. I'll show that when done clearances, and a Lima Mark III will fit through there, so it all clears it. So, second platform, maybe built during the First World War, and then now the Second World War is, well, it's in full swing at the time the railway is set, 43, 44. A quick additional platform was built to unload even more. So the idea is I can get two sort of gunpowder wagons, or wagons in general there. I'll put some soldiers or logistics corps or representation of them around here. There's a Royal Navy lorry, this is technically an artillery tractor, I think, it's backed up. So you'd open that and then you could load the back of a lorry and then off it would go. But I didn't want it, so I just moved it ever so slightly. I didn't want it to be right up against the original building, which has got some propaganda on it. And so this being sloped like this, you come up and you join it on here. There's a gap, but that'll be covered with scatters. And then you'd unload into the vehicle, the vehicle would go, or you'd come down and load so that the mechanical horse by hand going up, down, up, down, up, down. And I put the curbing on it as two layers of curb, with the platform edging sheets on top of each other. I think it looks alright. It's just tarmac, so just a quick simple thing that they would have put up just to increase the amount of lorries that stay on it. So there we go. So they can then increase how much is able to get loaded and unloaded. I don't have a lot of space for a crane, maybe this area. What I also need to bear in mind is the crane going to be in the crash off for the Messerschmitt. That's a new vehicle, it's a Bomber Command crash tender. But I found some Revel yellow. It's a bit brighter than it was originally. By a bit brighter, I mean a hell of a lot brighter, but yeah, German paint, German aircraft. So I'm trying to figure out how this crashed, because initially I would have had it doing that, but I'm toying with the idea of having a wing shot off, and so it may have more sort of spiraled out of control, landed a bit funny, and a wing would be maybe somewhere over there. And then hanging off the ceiling, I want to have a Bristol Beaufighter, which isn't really a dogfighter, but I did have aerial victories. especially later in the war, where there's fewer and fewer experienced German pilots. Just quickly in here, I've put a sort of a coal stave up on a platform so that it can be used to load up locomotives. The Adams radio in a shed. I still need to get a double red brick engine shed, but slightly annoying because of the curve. They still overhang just enough. And these steam engines are also slightly wider, the express engines are a little bit wider, so they donk the walls, need to be inside the walls of the engine shed, so they don't go in. They fit in, but they won't go in and out. So that's a little bit annoying, but I can fix that. I found this. I think it's Hornby. I have no idea. It's from the old loading gauge thingy bobs. So it's over points, but it might be there. So we're trying to figure out where it can go. This might end up being used as sort of like mostly locomotives or brake vans, but just so as a representation, so we know what does and doesn't fit. Everything fits under it anyway. Like what the freight does in 473 and 695, which are the engines going at the moment, fit. There's some armoured vehicles, some backmen people. I can't remember if I've shown these, but these are World War I figures. But they look right, so therefore they are right. Great Western Railway, for that phrase. So might be like a medical facility maybe. So I've got an old Hornby. It is old now because it's actually fairly good quality. It's the old tooling Southern Railway parcels van. I'm thinking of getting some Red Cross ambulance stickers on it and then occasionally having it parked in here for locomotive. And having a few more of these Nissan huts as a makeshift or medical centre where they're no longer in sort of life-threatening condition. I can't remember if I've shown them off, but there's an army fire service, and it's a little bit late, but I like it, and it looks about right. So again, Great Western Railway, if it looks right, it is right. I believe this is a Dennis. Yeah, hard to show in the flash, but naked eye, it's a Dennis. I think it's a London fire service one. It's quite small, but I think it's pretty cool. Then just coming around, again, I can't remember if I've shown, I've now got actual 1940s, 50s station staff, and the bloke here has been given a dog. I've got some foxes and hares and rabbits, which I want to get put on the railway. So follow 695 around as I get to the area. It's a little bit squeaky in the tender. There's the tender, not the gears, thankfully, so it runs. But it's only a 3-pole motor, so it's not as powerful as I'd like. Oh, there's 473. But round here, so I want to be a bit more foresty. I'll put the foxes and the hares, and I'm debating putting the old exoskeleton from the spider in. It's sort of as a cryptid, so Loch Ness monster, Mothman, hares of Baskerville. Hares, Baskerville? Hounds of Baskerville. Jesus Christ, giant murderous rabbits. That'll put Monty Python to shame. Just a little tiny rabbit versus a pretty huge one. The molt itself, it's a very good molt. So actually it looks like an intact spider. So it'll look like there's the molt is also 5 inches across. So it's a good size. She's about 6 inches now. She's still got another 3 or so to get. But putting it maybe in a hole, half hidden, or a cave along here, just as a sort of a little joke, and the idea of a cryptid is just interesting, like the Loch Ness monster. Loch Ness is a beautiful place. I do like the whole idea of the cryptids and local legends, and I think a local legend, like something like that, would help bring it a bit more to life for me. I wanted to have some standing stones, but I have no idea how I'm going to get standing stones or how I would do them. I've got the castle ruins, or what's left of some castle ruins. There's some stone, and that's the Javis walling that's been cut, so it's like the facing stones have been removed, and all that's left of the original castle is one tower. And it's not a very steep hill, but I still think it looks pretty cool. There's a little park, and that cannon is pointed rightfully at the copper. There's another one of those World War I sort of medical soldiers. So it does look. Let's try and see if I can get it actually focused. There we go. So it looks alright next to a World War II vehicle, so it's alright by me. No. I also looked at a Backman person and a Pico person, which is all the people on here are all the figures of the animals, all the railway people, all the passengers, the farmers. It's all Backman and Pico people, already painted because I don't have the dexterity to quite do that. I think that's a bit of a coupling that broke off on trying to change it on the Adams radial because it was donking on the points. So at least I found that. So I was looking for that for ages. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the layout. What's new, new ideas coming to fruition. You know, if people are actually interested in seeing, so I call them I'll refer to them quite often as the idiots or the animals. I can post a little video of them. But for the most time they're like chilling in their hides or not moving very much. But I can, if people are interested, I can post something for them. Right, the video has got a lot longer than I thought, so I'm going to sign off. If anyone's got sort of any ideas on how I should have the Messerschmitt crash, should I do it with a wing off, should I do it with just nosedive, should I have it where it's scraped along briefly on top of the hill or cliff, that'll be very welcome, because I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with it, and I'm not sure. I like the idea of the sort of the wing getting shot off by either the Beaufighter or Hurricane or Spitfire, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, or even heck, some anti-aircraft could have done it. But yeah, and so yeah, I've run out of things to say. So I will see everyone in the next video. Hopefully it'll be a positive video. Because because I am getting something rather special next week. Hopefully I'll be able to make a video on it. So, yeah, I shall see everyone in the next one.